Hey guys, so most of the workflow which I make in my professional life, I make those with the free AI tool and I use most of the time Cloud Code. Otherwise, I also use the another tool which is the complementary of the Cloud Code. That means you can use that tool as the alternative of the Cloud Code. Cloud Code pricing is too high, and if you use its free plan, then overall token limit get exhausted in no time. Basically, you just can't build any application completely with a free Cloud Code. So there is the another tool which you can use at the place of the Cloud Code. That tool name is Google's Gemini CLI. You can get started with the Google Gemini CLI without paying anything because Google Gemini offer here free requests per day. Overall, if you have any Google account without any subscription, you can fire almost 1000 requests per day. And anyone have at least 4 to 5 Google accounts, that means you can get like 4000 to 5000 requests per day with the Google Gemini CLI. 4000 to 5000 requests is more than enough to develop any heavy application. Even I found that 1000 requests is also more than enough to get started with any application. And by the way, if you have Google AI Pro or AI Ultra subscription, then your request overall limits gets increased here. Google have also partnership with the telecom service providers. If you are using a Geo SIM, then you can also get a Pro plan for free 18 months. Thereafter, if you are a US student, you can also get the Gemini Pro plan free. Overall, if you don't have any of these facilities, even after that, you can get 1000 requests per day free of cost without paying anything. Let's go ahead and see how you can get started with the Google Gemini. So Gemini CLI is really very simple. You need to just simply copy this code from here, and then you just need to install your Google Gemini CLI. But before you install this, you need to make sure you install the Node.js in your computer. All right, so this is something which you need to install. First, you finish Node.js installation. Once you select your operating system, thereafter you can install it. Once it is installed, only then this particular command will work. npm install and other commands will work after installing the Node.js. Okay, let's suppose you have installed the Node.js. Thereafter, just simply come here. Thereafter, paste this command npm install g. This is like a global installation, Google Gemini CLI. Let's run this. And you are going to see here, it has installed in no time. Once your installation is done, thereafter, you need to open here a new terminal. In new terminal, you need to write here Gemini. Once you write here Gemini, it is going to first ask you to sign in with your Google account. You can sign in with any Google account, but I would prefer to sign in with the account where I have my Pro subscription. If you don't have a Pro subscription, don't worry about that. You can do it for any Google account. Anyway, you are going to get 1000 requests per day free. Then I'm going to select my account and then I'll authenticate this. Let's go ahead and quickly do the authentication. So I'm just going to do authentication in my separate browser. Apart from that, if it is not opening automatically, you can just simply copy and paste it into the browser. In the browser, then it will automatically authenticate. Okay, so authentication is done. Now you are going to get a message something like this. Thereafter, we need to restart it again. Press R to restart this. Otherwise, you can just simply open here new terminal. Once you open new terminal, again write here Gemini. Thereafter, it is just going to get started with this. In your case, it might also ask you to trust the folder. Okay, so trust the folder and thereafter get started with this. Then you are going to get it something like this. Now let me just quickly take you through the commands of the Gemini CLI so that you can get yourself familiar with the Google Gemini. Okay, so first of all, if you want to execute any command, then you can do it with the /. As you write here /, you are going to get here all the commands here. Like you have work, chat, command, doc, copy, editor, and so on. If you want the details of everything, you can just simply write here /help. With this, you are going to get here all the details. Like if you want to know about the CLI, type there /, version. If you want to know how many agents are currently running in your Google CLI or Gemini CLI, you can use /, agents and thereafter these commands. For authentication, if you want to sign out with a particular account, you can just write here /auth sign out. Otherwise, if you want to sign in, you can just write here auth sign in with a different account. Thereafter, if you want to submit here any bug report, you can use this one. If you want to know how many chats are there with Google Gemini or Gemini CLI actually stored, you can use this /chat command. You have clear command, you have commands here. Basically, this is going to make sure that you reload all the commands which is stored inside the toml file. Then if you want to compress your context, by the time you have a very large context, at that time, you need to compress your context. If you want to compress that one, then you need to use this particular command. And similarly, all other commands documentation you can read and you can get yourself familiar with those. I'm more interested with the model command here. As you come here, you are going to see here a model command. So you can use here the model, manage and reset. Basically with this particular command, you can select a particular model which you want to use with the Gemini CLI. Apart from that, if you want to plan a particular question before getting it implemented, you can use their plan mode. Sometimes Gemini CLI automatically use these plan mode and edit mode. Basically based on the question type, it automatically switch there. Apart from that, sometimes what happens if your overall context window gets exceeded or your limit gets exceeded or somehow your agent execution stops, then you can use the resume or something like this. I mean resume, list, save, and all these you can use there. If you want to know overall the session stats, then you can use the stats command. Okay, cool. I hope it was helpful to you. Now, first of all, I'm going to show you here model command. If you type here the model, thereafter hit the enter, then you are going to see here the model which you want to select. So I have here multiple models like Gemini 3 Flash Preview, Gemini 3.1 Flash Lit Preview, and so many other models. So I'm going to select here Gemini 3 Flash Preview model. One more thing you will notice in the model usage that currently I have 0 usage for the Flash model and also 0 usage for the Flashlit model, but 100% consumption is being shown for the Pro model. It is happening because currently I don't have any subscription with my Google account. All right, now let's go ahead and implement here a game with our Gemini CLI. So first of all, what I do here, I just copy a prompt and thereafter I'm gonna paste my prompt here. So my prompt is like this one: build a tic-tac-toe game, human versus AI with modern dark theme UI where player competes against an intelligent AI opponent and so on. Okay, so it is going to automatically, first of all, decide it need to enter into the plan mode so that it can first plan it properly. Thereafter, it will enter into the implementation mode. So I'm going to say, yes, enter into the plan mode. So I'm going to allow this for this particular session, or let's do it just for once actually. I'll show you later on how you can automate this overall process by doing a little bit changes in the Gemini CLI settings. So plan mode has started here. Overall planning is done. And then it says here, does this strategy look good to you? Once confirmed, I'll proceed with the implementation. Then I say, yes, go ahead, implement the HTML file. So it is thinking, and thereafter it is going to switch into the implementation mode. And then again, it is going to ask about the permission. And then I'm going to say that yes, automatically accepts the edit. So I'm going to say yes. Now it is going to first implement it. And then you will be able to see here HTML file finally. You can clearly see tic-tac-toe.html game is implemented. Here are the features. Now, if you want, you can test this particular tic-tac-toe game. So I'm going to visualize this here. Seems like, yes, I can visualize this. Earlier, I thought visualization might not be possible. Okay, so the Java rendering is not happening inside the VS Code. For that, what I have to do here, I need to open it into the browser. So I just simply bring my tic-tac-toe here. So you can now clearly see your tic-tac-toe game is here. Player is this one, cross, AI is circle. Currently my turn is there, so I'm going to select this one. AI is thinking, and then I'm going to select this one. AI is trying to complete its turn, but if I select this or this, it will complete this turn completely. You will notice here. You see, AI has win here. Okay, AI has won there. Thereafter, again, I'm going to select something like this. I'm going to this time block the AI winning sequence. This time you will notice AI is not going to win. It's going to be the draw. Excellent, cool. So we have successfully implemented this tic-tac-toe game but I want to show you here, you have used only 4% of the total quota. And if you want to check here the status or stats, actually, you can check here stats with something like this. It is going to show you a detailed stats that how it is getting used overall. Okay. So overall, it has worked here total 10 minutes. Agent activity was almost 1 to 2 minutes actually. And apart from that, you are going to see here, I have signed in with this particular Google account and I don't have any subscription in this account. Apart from that, you can see here how many tokens it has overall consumed, overall request you are going to see here, and the total quota is here. For a beginner like you, maybe this particular quota is more than enough to get started with the AI coding. All right, now another thing I wanted to show you in this Google Gemini CLI setting, that you see here a sandbox, and if you want to work with the sandbox, basically if you want to do here a secure coding, in that case you must implement your sandbox, because sometimes some code execution happens and some cell execution happens. If AI fires wrong command, in that case your computer files might get deleted, or maybe malicious code gets executed in your actual computer. For that, Google Gemini CLI has come up with the sandboxing. That means it is going to create a kind of the container inside your computer where this code is going to run. That means it is going to be separate container from your actual computer. So let's go ahead and do that setting. And for your simplicity, I have also provided here commands.md file. You need to follow these commands to get started with this. So first of all, we will be setting our sandboxing. Apart from that, we will enter into the YOLO mode. In YOLO mode, what happened? Whatever the question you are going to ask, those questions are going to be automatically executed. It is not going to ask permission every time. Because if it keep asking permission on every step, then it is not going to be autonomous agent execution. Okay, so to make those changes, first of all, what you have to do, basically you need to come here inside the commands.md. Basically, I'm just going to come there and then I'll be showing you here all the commands which you need to execute. Now we need to face here reality. Reality is here. I'm using a Windows computer. In Windows, you have a PowerShell. You might be having your macOS or you might be having your Ubuntu computer. So in that case, you need to follow a different approach. First, we are going to cover here PowerShell. Thereafter, I'll show you how you can do it with the macOS and the Ubuntu as well. So for PowerShell, basically for a Windows user, what they need to do, open a new terminal. Thereafter, they need to first check if their profile exists or not. If their profile does not exist, thereafter, if profile does not exist, then they need to create this profile. So this is the command which they need to write. All right, what you can do, you can take the screenshot of this video, just give the ChatGPT, it will automatically give you this particular command. Okay, so I just do it like this one. There it is going to create this profile for me. Thereafter, I'm going to open this profile in a notepad. So I do it like this one, then notepad is going to be popped up here. This is going to be a PowerShell profile. Okay, as you scroll it down, then I'm going to select this one. Remember, this is for a Windows user. Okay, so I select this one. Thereafter, I'm going to paste it here. Then Control S is going to save this profile. Then I'm going to close this. Then with this command, I'm going to reload this profile so that it can take the effect in this particular profile. Okay, so profile has taken effect. Basically, it is a way to make sure our Gemini have auto approval in YOLO mode actually. YOLO mode is like it is not going to ask any permission from the user. It is going to execute everything, whatever it decides to execute. Okay, apart from that, if you are using the Linux or a Mac OS operating system, in that case, first of all, you need to decide which particular shell you are using. You might be using a bash shell. In that case, you need to modify bash rc file. If you are using ZSH, then you need to modify the ZSH rc file. Otherwise, if you are using a fish shell, in that case, you need to modify this config file. What you have to do, you have to run this particular command in your computer, basically in your terminal. In my terminal, it is not going to give me anything because it is PowerShell. But in your case, it might give any of these options. Based on that option, what you have to do, if it is bash rc, then you need to modify your bash rc. Okay, so you need to write this command there, echo alias Gemini. Basically, it is going to allow it is going to add approval mode as a YOLO in bash RC file. With this, you are going to reload your bash RC. If it is macOS, then you can use this particular command. As I told you earlier, take the screenshot of this, then give it to the ChatGPT. You are going to get this particular command automatically. If you are using the fish one, then you are going to use this particular command. Okay, so after setting up command for YOLO, now it is time to make sure we select our sandbox mode. Okay, so you need to copy this tool from here. Just copy it from here, this tool sandbox. Thereafter, we need to go inside our Gemini folder. First of all, you need to go inside your home directory. Once you go inside home directory, then you need to cd inside the .gemini. Inside .gemini, you are going to have here a file settings.json. So here this one. So what you have to do here, you need to write here code settings.json, then it is going to open this file here in your computer. So we have our settings.json here. In settings.json file, you need to add this tool sandbox equal to the true. Okay, cool. So all the setup is done here for the sandboxing and the YOLO mode. Once that is done, thereafter, you need to just close all these terminals. Once you close all the terminals, then open a fresh terminal, then write here Gemini. Once you write here Gemini, then you are going to say, you are going to see there YOLO equal to the true. And also you are going to see there your sandbox mode is enabled. You can ignore this one on Windows PC. This is like just a path error. It is expecting in Linux path style. But obviously it's Windows, so Windows doesn't support the Linux path style. It is just, the normal error without any issue. Apart from that, you are going to see here YOLO mode, and then you are going to have here sandbox current process. Basically, sandboxing is enabled for your application. Okay, excellent. Now it is time to get started with the another game creation. So this time, it is not going to ask anything. Overall implementation will be done automatically without asking here. So I'm just going to paste a new prompt here. Build a Flappy Bird clone where the player taps to keep a bird airborne, navigating it through randomly spaced pipe gaps with a score counter, etc. Let's run this. Now it is actual and autonomous agent here. Okay, so it is not going to ask anything. It's going to plan everything automatically. It's going to think, it is going to think everything automatically. And then final implementation will be done automatically without asking anything. As you see here, final implementation is done. It did not ask anything. Flappybird.html is here. Congratulations, you have successfully implemented this. Let's go ahead and open this one. So what I do here, I open this Flappy Bird inside my folder. So I'm just going to bring it here, bring the Flappy Bird. And then I'm going to open it here. So I have got here Flappy Bird. Let's get started with this one. Now the pipes are going to come here. You see how good this game is. Really awesome. It's really very addictive game. Sometimes I'm not able to play while I'm making this video because my attention is actually divided between the video and the code files and these pipes. But overall, this game is really very awesome. Okay. So sometimes I make like 20 to 30 scores total. And sometimes I'm not able to make even 2 scores. Okay, so this time I was able to make here 9 scores. Okay, cool. So I hope you have liked this particular video and overall you have got the idea how you can get started with the alternative of the Claude Code. If you have any doubt, any question, you can ask that in the Q&A section. I would be more than happy to help you. Okay, bye-bye. Take care.